Hi Brenda. All right. I'm here today to teach you about extractions. So, what are extractions? Extractions are a way to separate a desired substance when it's mixed together. So, for example, oil and water. If you take the two and you swirl them together, they'll separate. And the only way to get them out is with a separatory funnel, but we'll get in that in a little bit. Before I get into extractions, I'd like to talk a little bit about the history of extractions. And fun fact is the inventor of extractions was a German scientist. He went by, I have to look at my notes, Franz Ritter von Sosslet. And he actually made the Sosslet extractor, which is this piece of laboratory equipment in my hand. And he specifically made it for separating milk from fat lard from milk to separate milk out because he was a milk chemist. Didn't know they had those, but he was a milk chemist. He was born in 1848 and he died in 1926. But again, yes, he developed the Sosslet extractor as a way to separate fats from milk solids. Sosslets till this day remain a very important and popular piece of apparatus used in chemistry, biochemistry, and in food industries, such as for plastics and making oils. But yes, that's one of the extraction tubulations. The next most important one that a lot of people use is called a separatory funnel. And what's really important about the separatory funnel is it has a natural joint up top. Could be anything from a 2040 to a 14 millimeter. It has a stopcock down the bottom, and it has a tapered cone shape, and that helps all the fluid flow down and actually collect. Really the key elements is the sloping sides, the stopcock, and a stopper top. But that's your separatory funnel, and that's one of your most important things for your types of extractions. Now I'm going to tell you a quick little list of the types of extractions that there are. There's liquid to liquid, which I'm going to talk more about. There's a solid phase extraction. You have your acid-base extraction. You have a supercritical fluid extraction. You have your heat reflux extraction. Mechanochemical assisted extraction. Microwave assisted extraction. The solid phase extraction uses cartridges in an actual machine that pumps the fluid into tubes, and the machine's hooked up to a vacuum and it actually sucks the fluid out into these little cartridges. Acid-base extraction is very similar to liquid. Supercritical fluid extraction, it talks about using supercritical fluid to extract. I really didn't find more about that. But now I'm going to talk more about liquid to liquid extraction. A really cool fun fact that a lot of people might not realize is we've all done hundreds of extractions on our own. Every time you make a cup of coffee or you make some tea, you're not even knowing it, but when you make tea, by boiling it, you're removing all the tannins, the theobromine, the polyphenols, and the caffeine out of the tea leaves. So that's a type of extraction. So we're going to go back to our extraction picture. So we have our organic layer phase and our aqueous layer. These are two immiscible liquids, so that means the liquids won't ever mix. So like I said before, oil and water, those are two immiscible liquids. No matter how much you shake them, they'll separate. You can do the same thing with a lot of other chemicals. Now to separate your chemicals out, you use your trusty stopcock at the bottom. So I'd want to take, let's say I had oil and water. Oil and water. Go with oil and water. If I turn my stopcock, I put my flask right at the bottom, and that actually would drain out the Aquarius layer all the way until I saw it emptied out, and then I quickly shut it off, and then I'd be left with just my organic layer, and my Aquarius layer would be right there. Now, the cool thing is your Aquarius layer or phase will normally contain water and other charged species, and water has a lower density than most other things, so it will always sit to the bottom. So your water and your heavy shit will always sink and go down. When your organic layer contains most of your uncharged species and neutral stuff. Once you have all your liquids all separated, you then get another flask, pour that in your other flask, so you'd have your 2 flasks of chemicals, and then you'd put that on a heat plate, and then you could sit there and heat and dry up your stuff, and then you'd have your base powder chemicals. So that's how you would extract some things and get back. That is liquid to liquid extraction. Acids, pretty much the same thing, except you're adding an acid to help break down the chemicals, and then again you're drying it all out and doing the same thing. I will put in a link with where I got all my information, and I hope you learned something. I know I did. It was actually pretty cool to learn about extractions. Have a good one, Brenda. I hope you're staying safe. Be safe. Take care. Thank you.